The other big news of the day, we've covered absolutely everything. I've lost my piece of paper, is Prince Harry has landed in the United Kingdom. It's a memorial service, or a service about Invictus over 10 years. His wife, Meghan Markle, she's gone straight to Nigeria. She doesn't want to come here. I wonder why. There's only one person to talk about when it comes to royal matters. She's that famous, she's got her own channel. Ladies and gentlemen, live from LA, Kinsey Schofield, good evening.
Good to see you, JK. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the biggest, I woke up today shocked that Prince Harry's spokesperson told The Telegraph that Prince Harry would not be meeting with the king today, that the king's schedule was far too packed. I know that this is going to play well into Prince Harry's victimhood narrative, especially in America, which is exactly who he's trying to cater to right now. But the fact that Harry's team announced these details shows you exactly why the royal family is hesitant to have any sort of engagement with him. Nothing is sacred. There are no secrets between.
I've got so much to talk to you about. I like the jumper, by the way. What's I can't see it. What's on the jumper?
It's the Princess Diana jumper that she used to wear. She used to wear
You are the best. So he's come over here to go to a service about Invictus, and then he's going to Nigeria, where he's meeting that woman, his wife, Meghan, to apparently try and find or get Nigeria to agree to be a venue. Just let's cut to the chase. His father is very busy. His father has had cancer. Is it a snub? Is it because of diaries and problems and all of that? Because you make, I think, the best point. Every time anybody allows those two near them, it's in the press within 5 minutes. And I suspect members of the royal family, with everything that's going on with the King's illness, with the Princess of Wales' illness, they don't want that. They don't want that intrusion, do they?
I agree. I mean, I was under the impression that the king would make a few moments.
Like you, I think I think they're incredibly badly advised. I was very supportive when they first went to America, but you can't go somewhere and say, I want freedom and I don't want to be, you know, the press and all that, and then sell your soul for $116 million. Victimhood's a really good description that you used. Meghan Markle has gone straight to Nigeria. Presumably, even she, who could be accused of not really listening to too many people. Has she acknowledged in her decision not to come here with Harry that actually the United Kingdom doesn't take too well to her, or is it just a scheduling thing again? Why did I do it with that voice?
Well, yeah. Well, why is Meghan Markle all of a sudden from Alabama?
Meghan Markle's from Alabama. I don't want to go home to England because they're horrible to me, Mother. Was that good?
That's a beautiful, beautiful impression. No, I think that the answer is in the fact that they just hired a new UK-based publicist. I mean, Meghan, that is acknowledging that her polling is in the gutter when you are desperate enough to hire not one but two new publicists to try to.
Is that what they've done for England? Have they?
Yes,
and these are imagine that though. You just imagine that a member of the royal family needs to hire a PR expert in the country they were born. That's unbelievable, Kinsey.
And it's crisis management. It's how do we turn, how do we change public perception and, continuously reject.
Management PR, you acknowledge there's a problem. Can you see a situation where public opinion does turn back in the United Kingdom towards those two at all?
I think that the king's choice in not seeing Prince Harry this visit gives everybody an understanding of where Prince Harry stands with the king, and they're going to follow suit. So if the king is creating some distance between him and his son, people are going to feel comfortable continuing to dislike him.
And let's be honest, King Charles is not somebody who likes confrontation. He's been accused in the past of really, not making a decision about the Duke of York and being a little bit weak, etc., etc. But in the last twice that Harry has come to visit, 3 times, he saw him for 45 minutes, isn't seeing him today, and which I think is really important, said you can't live in this house anymore, threw him out of Frogmore, etc., etc. A lot of people, let's just look at the other side, a lot of people say that Harry and Meghan, although Mike could be accused of being architects of their own downfall, have never had a fair crack of the whip from the king and from the royal family. What would you say to that, Kinsey?
I would argue that patience is a virtue, and had they just been kind and kept their heads down, they would be the stars of the show today. They would be stepping in for William and Kate. They would be stepping in for the king. They would be all over the world with, you know, smiling faces and waving and crowds roaring, excited to see them had they just been patient. They're suffering the consequences of their own actions today. And if they would have just been a little bit kinder and thought about the long game, they would be absolute rock stars within the royal family.
Do you think there's any regret within, I mean, you talk about them, you know, getting crisis PR management. Do you think there's any regret that they played the game the way they did?
My sources tell me that Harry is completely delusional and does not really see all of the hurt he's caused. And that's one of the reasons that the family members do not want to engage, because the fact that he is so delusional concerns them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else as well that I remember us talking about this a year ago. There is a red line for King Charles, and it's Camilla. And when he slagged her off in that book, I think that was a game changer. Kinsey, loving the jumper, and thank you so much indeed for being on the show. Kinsey Schofield live from LA.